Welcome to the No Fame Podcast.
We ascend the staircase.
Anybody else thinking what I'm thinking?
Standing next to one of the wavy mushrooms.
I mean, this feels like a trap. I'm just going to put it out there. It feels like we're walking into a trap.
Guys, do we think that this is necessary? Can we just walk right on past these guys, or...
Yeah, that bee's dead.
Boy, mate, we gotta work on that name. Can we workshop that a little bit later?
It's a fucking sick-ass name. You don't know what you're talking about.
I am going to cast Dusk Moths, otherwise known as bees.
We have never agreed on anything until now.
As its scream peters out, it is going to fix you, Grimmier, with a look from the larger of its two eyes, which is pulsing now in yellow. Okay, welcome back to Tall Tower, or whatever these fools decide to call it, since they've finally discovered the tower. We met Grimmier, WB40, Judge Reinhorn, and Lux last time. They had nights of varying degrees of revelry, Lux being a little worse for wear in the morning, and Grimmier mostly cursing out the cleaning staff for being more on Lux's page than his. But unfortunately, the morning after the festival, they all got a panicked but faint call from the king, who they found bleeding out on the steps of the throne room. An evil portal with a blood trail leading to it was quickly jumped through by most of the party and sedately jumped through by Lux after finding a little bit of the hair of the dog to help him out, which dumped our heroes in a new and strange place, a meadow with flowers that didn't make the bees happy, a tower that just looks a little bit weird, and an unease in the noises coming from the forest behind them. So, how are we feeling, guys?
Angry.
The tower stretches up ahead of you. The strange flora of the new meadow you find yourself in leads away from the forest in a more lush manner, but you can see the bottom of the tower now, doors propped open, path leading to it.
I mean, this feels like a trap. I'm just going to put it out there. It feels like we're walking into a trap.
Boy, mate, you're the one that wanted us to come through this way, though.
No, I wanted to go to the tower, and we can see the tower, and the door is open, and it has a giant fucking welcome sign that says, "Hey, this might be a trap."
I don't see that.
It's not actually their WB40. I'm
Well, why can't you be more trusting?
All right, Grimmier, have you licked any of that orange moss or eaten any of those purple mushrooms? Because I'm certainly not seeing a sign. I'm not seeing a door knocker either, so I imagine we just go on in.
Speaking of the flowers and the moss or the other things, could I have used Mage Hand and the help of the bees to put some of that into some vials, like a flower into like a glass vial and like a little bit of the other stuff?
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
You're so wholesome.
You can mark, you've got a little bit of red flowers, a little bit of, I think it was orange moss, and a little bit of purple mushroom.
We didn't bring any food. Are we concerned about this?
I have a wineskin.
I think we'll be fine, everybody.
Would you like some honey?
Ah, see, we got honey. We're good for days.
You know, that's a great point. Honey is filling and energizing.
To a degree.
Anyway, back to the... Are we just walking in through the front door of this giant, big, evil lettuce tower?
Oh,
I don't know. Do you see a back door anywhere? Do we have time to walk around?
There's a door right in front of us, right?
Yeah, you guys are like...
I'll send a bee in through the door.
Well, you're not up against the door yet. It's like 150 feet out.
Oh. Yeah.
And so it's kind of like this tower, the base of it, it's not standing in an opening. The base of it has like 2 rocky walls coming in. So the tower is built into the foothills of this mountain. And there's kind of like a wedge-shaped meadow that leads up to the doors. And as you get closer to the tower, there's more plant life, and the rocky walls that lead up to the tower are covered in that orange fungus and moss, and the flowers and the mushrooms are everywhere, but you can see a path that winds through the center of it and leads to the door.
No, Grandma, do you see a way around to the back? Or, I mean, you're the one that's worried about them traps, eh?
I'm just worried that this is a giant evil fucking tower. A big, evil, long tower reaching up to the clouds.
And you know what? There could be 3 big evil towers reaching up to the clouds. But, you know, if Queen Harry's in there, I think we don't really have much of a choice but to go in. So, I guess they got us by our short and curlies. So, I think it's time we head forward.
Yeah, it's almost, one might say they have us by the sack, eh?
Oh, that's kind of rude. Why would you say that?
Well, all right, fuck it. Let's go.
What order are you heading in?
Grimmier's probably out
Judge got
first.
no problem.
Maybe?
Oh, yeah, but say Judge got no problem being up front.
Yeah, Grimmier doesn't
I'm
mind.
going to request one of the bees to go in through the door ahead of us, fly around a little bit, and then come back and tell me what it sees.
Okay.
WB-40, what do your bee eyes see?
The tower is over 9,000 feet tall.
Jesus!
All right, how close are you getting? How far can your bees go from you?
Bees can go really far.
Yeah, but can they communicate to you still? Like, what sort of bees
No,
are
it would
these?
have
Are
to-
these
it-
your fine
the bee would
familiar
have to-
bees?
No, it's just
Okay.
a regular bee. It's just going to go in and come back. If it doesn't come back, I'll assume something happened to it.
Okay. And you're sending it from... Are you watching far enough to see it?
Nope, I'm just going to send it and wait for it to come back.
Okay, you wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, that bee's dead.
Well, what do we know about things that eat bees? Spider webs, bad. Wasps,
Bears.
giant wasp.
I know I had a dog once that ate a bee, so we could assume there's a dog in there that has a very puffy upper lip.
Evil dog, likely.
Whoa. All dogs go to heaven, so there is no evil dogs.
There are many things which could kill a singular bee.
Maybe a strong breeze. It is awfully cold.
The bee would probably be hibernating if it was that cold, but I do not believe that to be the case. If we do find the bee, I'll be sure to give him some sugar.
We could ask it if we find it.
It seems doubtful.
I guess we'll just have to walk up there, won't we then, eh?
Oh, I'm already walking.
Oh,
Catch up, Lux.
am I the only one that's not fuck?
We're all gone.
Look up from the wineskin like, oh shit!
All right,
I will use a
so-
bonus action to dash and catch up.
Okay. You guys get up to about 40 feet away from the tower, and I'm going to get you all to roll initiative.
Oh, God.
With a passive perception of 18, would that be something that I could have seen to I'll get that bless popped off? I won't roll for it. If you don't think that a passive 18 would kind of tip me off, then we'll leave it.
Roll a nature check.
I also have a passive perception of 18.
8.
Okay. No, Judge doesn't notice anything. And I think, honestly, yeah, no, give me your initiatives.
21 bees.
I rolled a 1, which is a total of 5.
17.
11 for Judge.
Okay.
It was the most unceremonious digital roll I've ever seen. Quite literally just went.
I'll take up the rear door. Yeah, I'll watch our back. There's moss everywhere.
WP, as you get closer, as I said, you guys get to about maybe 40 feet, 50 feet away from the doors. Your bees are spreading out and investigating in a little bit of a cloud around, and suddenly You see them dodging small strands, perhaps, from these mushrooms. So as the bees get pulled in, everybody, even Grimmier at the back, wandering around looking at the flowers,
This is purple flower.
is able to see the strands from these mushrooms have started acting a little bit stranger than normal, waving in a little bit more animated fashion than you would normally see. And as you look now, you can see that there's maybe like a couple dozen of these purple mushrooms scattered across this entranceway, but there's 6 pretty big ones that are lining the path.
And they appear to be like shooting things out of them.
They just appear to have these plant limbs, sort of like strands coming out from the mushroom, and they're waving in the air. But as your bees get close, you specifically notice that they dart to try and slap the bees out of the air.
And we're 40 feet back, you said?
You're 40 or 50 feet from the door, depending on...
How far from the shroomy boys?
You probably got within 10 feet of them, maybe? Because I don't know how far your bees were ranging, WB, but it all looked pretty much the same. It just looked like the flora was getting more dense as you got closer to the tower.
Is WB up first? Are we in
Yeah.
initiative? Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what to do.
You can see the biggest mushrooms kind of line the sides of the path. There's like 3 on each side of the path.
I am going to cast Dusk Moths, otherwise known as bees, and just have it. So it's just like a big group of bees swarm in like a 5-foot area, and I'm just going to have them go around one of the mushrooms and see what happens.
Its branches its appendages don't seem to really change their behavior. They continue waving, and they don't really seem to mind these bees. But the more substantial bees you sent earlier, they had reacted to and tried to swap towards.
Well, I've done all I can.
Are you gonna stay where you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we know anything about the probably evil, right?
Lux?
Well, with Grimmier yelling evil in the background. Yeah, I'll take a hit for the team. I will walk up to one of the mushrooms that isn't covered in bees and see what's going on with it.
Okay.
I just want to investigate it.
Having a look at it?
Yeah.
All right. Roll an investigation check.
14.
It's definitely... You thought it was a mushroom, and now that you're looking at it more closely, it might be a fungus that's not quite a mushroom, but has grown into sort of a mushroom shape. You can see four sort of those weird limbs are coming out from it and waving around. As you get closer, it seems to get a little more animated.
Do I see any teeth on it?
No, you don't see any teeth.
I don't know, mates. These they seem kind of weird. I'm not sure what they are though.
They're mushrooms.
I don't know if they're full mushrooms though.
Well, they're at least a fungus.
I will wait to see if I'm attacked by this mushroom.
Okay, you're gonna stay right beside it?
I don't know with the way that you asked that question.
I just need to know, man. Where are you ending your turn? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll head next to this mushroom.
Okay. You're standing next to one of the wavy mushrooms.
No, yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Okay. Judge.
I think Judge is going to take a quick assessment and see all of his little bee friends getting swatted away by these wacky, flailing purple appendages. And I think he's... guys, do we think that this is necessary? Can we just walk right on past these guys? Or, I mean, I don't feel like there's any real order that needs restoring here. We haven't been slighted. Are your bees okay? I know they're getting wrapped up pretty quick there, WB, but...
Most of them.
Does that hurt you? Are you okay with that? Or is that just like a natural order?
Bees die.
Bees die, that's what I thought. I'm just going to walk past the mushrooms.
Okay. You can
I'll use my 30 feet of movement to walk past the mushrooms, just kind of like,
Okay.
come on, Lux, let's go, bud.
All right, man.
You get pretty much even with the last two that are closest to the door. Yeah. They're waving again as you get closer. They seem to get a little bit more animated, but
I'm gonna use my full movement then. I'll use my my action to move the rest of the way to get to the front door.
okay.
I'll turn around and be like, come on in, guys. The water's fine.
Okay, so as you walk out of range, the last two get attacks of opportunity.
You deserve this.
Fucking told everyone it was a trap. I'm the head of the guard for a fucking reason.
Yeah, because you got to stick up your ass, mate. Come on, let's get over here and help out.
I will when it's my turn.
There is an order for these things to go.
Yeah, Judge wouldn't allow anybody to go out of turn.
You've seen the size of his horns.
Ooh.
Don't want to get fucking rammed by those.
As you walk past the two in the middle, they wave, as I said, a little more energetically, and they try to kind of swat at you the same way they swatted at the bees. But when their weird limbs hit you, they just kind of slide off your plate armor, and you walk through just a little bit grossed out, maybe, by these strange fungal creatures that are.
Well, it can't be worse than that time I got vomited on my back 6 minutes ago.
Listen, it was evil. I needed to expel it out of my body.
I guess give it to the cleric, give it to the judge. He can handle it.
All right, Grimmier.
Grimmier is going to. He already had his blade out and his shield. Shielded. It's time. Let's go. And he's going to run at the opposite group from Lux, on the opposite side. So it was 2 rows of 3. He'll just take the opposite one from Lux, and go between the 2 of them at least. So they're both in. Can they both be in melee range? At least 2 of them.
They've got like 10 feet between them. So if you,
I'll go at the front end, so nothing's behind me, and make 2 attacks against one of them. That is garbage. It's 14 for the first one, and a lot, 24 for the second one.
both of those hit.
Oh shit! Great, 11 damage.
Okay.
And the second one is 14 damage slashing.
Okay, and what are you wielding again?
Bloodsbane. 'Cause it's the bane of blood.
Okay.
Boy, mate, we got to work on that name. Can we workshop that a little bit later?
It's a fucking sick-ass name. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, I mean, I think the
You know how
name
many-
is great. The name is great. I
killed
think we
so
just need
much
to
evil
go
with
on the
this sword.
backstory with it. Like,
Yeah, I killed a
Bloodsbane,
lot
the
of
Bane
evil.
of Blood? Come on. Well,
Yeah.
Bloodsbane, the Evil Slayer, or some shit like that. Come on.
It is the evil slayer.
There you go.
I'm the one slaying the evil.
This time, evil mushrooms.
Evil fucking mushrooms.
Your first slash cuts 3 of the appendages off, and you see a cloud of spores come out of it.
The fuck?
It looks quite damaged, and as you go in for your second slash, you decapitate the last appendage, and you see it start to fall apart at your feet. So that plant is gone.
I know, knowing this is a dungeon crawl, like I am
Yeah.
so fucking conservative right now. It's not even funny.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, I don't want to use any of my bonus action abilities.
Yeah, I could bless him. Nah.
So that was 10 feet to get up to the first one, and then it's another 10 feet. I'll position myself up next to this. If I'm confident that one is split in 2,
You are
I'll
confident.
move up further to the second one in the row, and ready, waiting for my next turn now. Everything has a place. Everything takes its time.
Okay. All right. Now we get to the mushrooms. So
Wait, they rolled worse than a natural 1?
They did roll a natural 1, but their dex is -5. So
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they're mushrooms.
mushrooms don't move that fast.
Yeah, that adds. That tracks.
Okay, so we got good on you, Grimmier. I have WB40 right at the start of this, which means that by killing one of them, you actually got him out of the way. So one of them is going to attack Lux. So that is a 12 to hit and a 9 to hit.
Nice.
Nope.
So this
Can I just like bat them away with my hand? Like, God,
Yeah.
what are these fucking
100%.
things?
It's a slow moving mushroom. Its limbs are kind of waving around, and you see it tries to get all 4 of them to go at you, but 2 of them are not in the right alignment, and so the other 2 just kind of flap around ineffectually again. No damage done. The one that Grimmier has walked up beside is going to... It's getting tremors through the mycelial network, and it it only manages to get
I didn't update my firewall.
17, which does not hit. So close.
So
Okay.
close.
So you see this one also get a little bit more active and try and slap some of its weird fungusy
I just
stuff.
put my shield in. What the fuck are these things shielded?
And we roll back around to WB40. WB40, you're looking down the path. You can see Judge has already made it to the tower. Grimmier's standing beside one in the middle of the path, and Lux is standing beside one near the start of the path. Both of them are kind of defending themselves against these weird plant limbs that are slowly moving and trying to kind of hit anything living that seems to walk near them. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna run to the door.
Okay. Then we're gonna get...
Be careful, it might
Two.
trip.
You're gonna use a dash action?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna get 2 attacks of opportunity. That's an 18 and an 8,
Neither hit.
of course. Okay, so yeah,
God damn.
they slap around at you, but you're able to dodge or to wipe off their weird slimy limbs as you go past, and you make it up beside Judge at the open entryway.
For the 18, as the mushroom appendage whips out at me, you see alongside of one of the WB's arms, a bunch of bees just form up into a small shape just to block him as he walks past it, which is just WB-40's shield in action.
B shield. Field.
I love it.
It's the shield B-side.
Okay, Lux, you're standing beside this slightly flailing mushroom-looking thing. Grimmier is also kind of slapping away at one. WB-40 and Judge have just walked down the path and are waiting for you guys by the door. What do you want to do?
I will use my action to disengage, and I will walk through them, and then use my bonus action to run if I need to get up to the top of the tower. And just be like, "Yo, Grandma, it's probably not worth our time, mate."
Yep, you make it up with Judge and WB-40. No problem.
Welcome up here, bud. It's great to have you.
Yeah. No, this is silly. I can't believe that these are the evil that would ruin our lives right now.
Does no one care about these evil? This is just, I'm the only one
Nah,
here.
mate. Let's go.
This is fucking stupid.
Okay, Judge, we're back around to you. Lux has just joined you and WB-40. There's 5 mushrooms still flailing around along the path, and Grimmier is in the middle, still slapping at one of them. The tower doors stand open beside you.
All right, everyone. Are we ready? We're pretty confident stepping through that big black hole, so set of doors shouldn't be too much problem.
Grandma's still over by the them mushroom things there.
Oh,
Your grandmother joined us.
Grandma's over there. Well, that's
Yeah,
not-
mate. Grandma. He's right there. You can see him though.
All right. Is there one like within striking distance of him if he was to leave?
Yeah, he's right beside one.
All right.
And then there's another, like, because he's kind of in the middle of them all.
So he's in that cross section of the Venn diagram.
Yeah. He'll
Okay.
if he leaves, he'll have that one that he's by, and then if he were to walk to you guys, he'd have to walk in between the last pair of them, which is the one that those are the ones that got opportunity attacks on everyone. because they're closer to each other,
Oh,
so they
okay.
overlap with the path.
I'll just Sacred Flame the one that he's not directly in front of.
Okay, sure.
That's a wisdom. No, deck save.
So mean.
Another natural one.
We'd love
Alright.
to see it.
How much damage does that do?
Oh my god, 4.
Okay. We'll say that you take out one of its limbs, but it still looks alive in its fungusy way.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I believe in you there, bud.
Okay.
Me?
And now it is Grimmier's turn.
You're all a bunch of fucking cowards. Fuck off. And I slap this one, but like, just like
Broadside of the sword.
Yeah.
He's like crushing garlic.
I'm gonna make
Puts the
one
knife
attack
on
against
top.
this one as I'm telling it to fuck off with the broadside of my sword for 14 again. To hit. Yeah, plus 7 is 12 damage on that one.
12 damage. You heave into this one, and it splits like butter because it's a mushroom.
I just fucking hit it with the butt end of my sword and splits like fucking stupid fucking mushrooms.
It's still
I'm
got.
gonna walk past
It's
the
still
last
got
two.
one. You didn't kill it. It's still got one.
I can't be bothered. We're so angry. Everyone else is fucking walking up there, and I'm the one here fighting all of these mushrooms. Bunch of cowards.
And as he approaches, I'm explaining to the others.
You know, somebody had to give it the name Evil Mushroom. I doubt it was born Evil Mushroom.
Oh, I think they were evil mushrooms. I can hear you.
Grimmier,
I'm here now too.
I'm happy to have you.
Okay, so you're gonna get 2. Yeah, you're gonna get 2 attacks of opportunity. So that's an 18 and a 9.
I'm gonna use my reaction to force that 18 as a reroll,
Okay.
which is something I can do.
That's a
As a
16.
reaction.
Good job.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Well, it slaps out, and I just put up Shieldin, but over top of Shieldin, this giant, this enormous giant rune in the giant language, kind of emanates from Shieldin, and causing it to miss. Fuck these fucking... Leave me alone. As I'm walking past.
We're going to talk about this later.
You all congregate at the open door of the tower. In this gray and cloudy day, you have successfully made it past these very threatening plants at the entrance to this tower, and now stand in front of the open doors. What are you doing?
Well, if you said they're open doors, I'm pretty sure that's licensed to enter, is it not, everybody?
I mean, you're the judge. You are the person we should ask.
Listen, I take my hammer and I smack it on my shield.
Granted.
Inside the tower, it's dark, although there seems to be a fire flickering in the center that illuminates it a little bit. Judge, you think you see maybe a figure beyond the fire? Maybe 2, but they don't look quite right, and the fire's in the direct center of the room, and they appear to be on the other side of it. The rest of the room looks like it probably once had an intricately tiled floor pattern, but time and whoever has been staying here is coated in a thick layer of muck and filth. It's a circular room, and it has a rough fire pit in the center, which is where that blaze is. A scent of hot, rotten meat is wafting out towards the doorway where you all stand. The fire does illuminate 2 twin stone staircases that curve along the outer walls of this circular room. They both rise about 20 feet to meet on the opposite side. And at that landing, there's another set of doors. There's thick stone railings that run along the inner edge of these stairs.
Anybody else thinking what I'm thinking?
Doubtful.
I think so, mate.
Evil.
Those rails would be super fun to slide down.
Absolutely.
All right, then let's make our way.
We have never agreed on anything until now.
Yeah, Grimmier's bleeding from the nose. Evil rails.
I'm going to take the stairs like a normal person.
Can I do is there any way with a perception check I can see if these shapes that don't seem quite right are like individuals? Are they statues?
Sure.
Is there any like movement to them? Optimistically cautious in my moving forward. I rolled a 5, so 13.
You rolled a 5? Wow. There are clearly evil monsters on the other side of that fire.
I told you.
Okay, well, when I'm within 60 feet, I'll just holler out, express your intentions there, friend.
So how far do you think you're going to move in? Like your full movement, or you're just going to start up the stairs?
I'll start my way up the stairs. I'll go my full 30 feet of movement.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not really going to... I don't know what the dimensions of the room are, but like...
we'll say...
I'll stay within the average person's movement speed, 30, from these guys, so that, they gotta...
Okay, so the room isn't huge. You think that you could probably make it to the opposite wall in one go. Okay. And the stairs, you could make it 3/4 of the way up either staircase.
Okay, I'll go halfway up and kind of like go lean over the rail, half inspecting it to see how smooth it is, if there's any hitches or anything. And I'll look over and scream out to the creatures, individuals across the other side. Creatures is so judgmental.
So you're about 10 feet up, and if we were going like north, south, east, west, you guys would have like come in from the south, say. So you're east, or west, whichever you want, but you're at one of the sort of like quarter parts of the room.
In my head, I'm always going to go to the right side.
I drew you there on my note sheet, so perfect.
Lux sees Judge go to the right, and he immediately goes to the left.
Okay, well, it's not your fucking turn. Wait your turn.
I told you. Lux.
Sorry.
Everyone has a turn.
My apologies.
You'll get yours. Why did you guys leave me at the mushrooms? They were evil. You could see it.
I don't believe mushrooms can be evil.
Yeah.
Oh, they were slapping us.
But they were just doing as they naturally intend to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, naturally, it was evil.
I truly don't believe that anything in nature can be evil or good.
Have you ever seen an evil ant?
No.
Grimmier.
Hello.
It is actually your turn after Judge. So Judge has rushed in and rushed up the stairway and hollered out to whoever's on the other side of the fire. What are you doing?
So there's 2 individuals past the fire that we can't really see.
Just
with the light.
Yeah, you, with your passive perception, can't really make out what's going on. You see some shadowy figures, but you can't sort out what they are without trying to take a better look, because as you're standing in the doorway, the fire is completely in the way of you telling what's on the other side.
I'm not getting left behind again. I think Judge can handle himself, so I'm going to follow Lux up the left stairs.
Okay, Lux hasn't gone in yet, just for you to be aware.
Oh yeah, that was waiting the turn thing. That was what happened there, right.
Your logic still stands, though. Judge can handle himself.
Yeah.
I find it offensive that you don't think Lux can handle himself.
Yeah, look at you. You're tiny.
But a wee man.
Look at these arms I pick up on. Put your arms. Do a noodle thing.
Somebody's going to get stabbed in the back, for sure.
I can't be surprised, so I'll see it coming. Anyway, I walk away and start going up the stairs. I'm going to switch to my crossbow. I'm going to sheath my sword and just kind of grab my crossbow off my back as I'm going up the left staircase, kind of keeping an eye on the two individuals as Judge is speaking at them.
Okay. And are you going to go up about as far as Judge? You could make it 3/4 of the way up. He only went about halfway up. He's like 10 feet above the ground floor at halfway up.
I'll move my full movement, so if that gets me 3/4, which is
Yep.
30 feet, I have 30 feet of movement. If that gets me 3/4, I'll do my full movement. Then I'll hold my attack action in case they lash, in case they're evil.
Okay.
So,
So you've made it sort of 3/4 of the way up to that landing. And you're holding your action. You can now look directly down and you can see that there's a giant misshapen form and 3 smaller forms in the shadows down there. WB-40.
How far away are the figures I can't see?
They're directly on the other side of a fire from you, about like 1 turn's movement away, so about like 30 feet of movement away on the other side of the room.
I'm going to move up the stairs. I'll go up on side with Judge. And I'll request the bees to surround the fire on the other side.
Okay, so it just makes the fire dark on the other side?
Yeah.
Bright light goes dim.
Okay, and you're beside Judge or farther or not as far?
How far up is Judge? Like 10 feet, you said?
Yeah, he's like halfway.
Is that as far as I would be able to get?
No, you could get another 1/4 of the way past him, so you could get to be sort of the same amount up as Grimmier, which is like 3/4 of the way up.
Yeah, I'll head up to that height.
Now that you're on the other side of the fire and your dusk moths have lessened the flames, which really that change from light to dark what was fucking up being able to see, you look down and you see a truly horrifically malfigured entity down there. There's a sort of human shape, but with pustulent growths and a face that looks like it was beaten with a bat and rehealed badly. It stands at the back, holding on to a club, and at its feet are 3 2-headed dogs. 1 head on one of them, which looks slightly swollen, as though from a bee sting.
we fucking knew it was evil dogs.
Amazing.
Okay, so now, unless there's anything else you want to do, we're gonna be at Lux's turn.
So without the firelight, can I see that better?
Yeah, now that everything's kind of evened out. Do you have dark vision?
I sure do.
Okay, then yeah, you can definitely see there's a horribly misshapen, diseased-looking, huge figure at the back.
Boy, are you all seeing this, or are we just going to ignore this evil down here, but the mushrooms are fine outside?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll leave you back there, Lux.
I'm going to use my movement in bonus action to dash up ahead of Grimmier.
Okay. So you can make it all the way up to the landing with the doors, and you could move anywhere, really, that you wanted on the staircase.
I want to stand at like the top of the landing and just like look straight down and see if I can see if this thing is moving.
Yes, it's watching all of you guys come in.
Oh God.
Yeah. So if you move all the way up to the top, you'll be directly above it.
Cool. Yeah, that's where I'll go. And just stand there looking at it, looking at me.
Now, everybody, let's not jump to conclusions here. Just because you have a face ugly enough that only a mother can love it, that's still one person to love it.
This beast hears you speaking of love in such gentle tones and lets out a horrifying screech that in any other creature you might think it would tear their vocals out, but in this one it almost seems right for their anguished scream to still feel just as diseased as their appearance. Grimmier, who is 3/4 of the way up, is what we said?
Yes.
So that's about 15 feet up. The misshapen giant is going to move a little bit over until it's standing directly below you. And then it's going to take a giant swipe with its great club because it has a 15-foot reach.
I'm going to use my held action also.
Yeah, you can do that.
As I see it coming towards me, I'm going to loose 2 bolts from my crossbow.
Boy, mates, I think Grandma was right. This thing might be evil.
It's 20. That's a lot. It's 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And another 26 to hit.
Those both hit.
17 piercing. All together. Oh, balls. That's my reaction, isn't it? Fuck.
The 2 bolts strike into the torso of this giant. You see one of them pops one of the larger pustules, and some pus leaks out and drips down its chest. It looks even angrier now, if that were possible, as it smashes up at the staircase.
I messed up. I deserve this.
Nat 20 on the first roll.
If I had a reaction.
So that's a 29 to hit.
Oof.
That might hit you.
It might hit me. Is it cold damage? I'm resistant to cold.
This is going to be 21 bludgeoning.
Gross. Brutal.
Oh, sorry. I didn't double my dice.
Oh no!
Well, pardon me.
That's actually...
I'm never holding an action again.
That's actually 36 bludgeoning damage.
Amazing.
And then, as its scream peters out, it is going to fix you, Grimmier, with a look from the larger of its 2 eyes, which is pulsing now and yellow. And I'm going to need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no. What? Oh god. I feel like I don't have a super high charisma. I don't. I have 0. All right, here we go. Charisma saving throw. I shouldn't have shot you. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for listening to the No Fame podcast. The best way to support the show is just by listening, which you're already doing. Amazing. The second best way to support our show is by telling your friends. Hey, why not, right? You can find links to our podcast, YouTube, Discord channel, social media, and so much more at nofame.ca. You can support the show for as little as a toonie at patreon.com/nofamepod or buy us a coffee at ko-fi.com/nofamepod. Thanks again for listening, and we will catch you later on.
I can't wait to get into the tower.
Tower's evil.
The big, long, tall tower.
The very big fucking evil tower.
Okay.
The
belt. The big evil long tower.
Long tower. The belt. we had that same realization at the exact same time.
I'll have a bagel belt. No, not the belt. Slap.